Okay, this is take number 2 because I forgot to turn my mic on. Old habits die hard, boy, let me tell you. Okay, so welcome back to hashtag Vintage Christmas Day in July 2021. And we are working with a kit created and designed by Keon Shotwell. And she has her Etsy shop. If you want to go and pick this up and do this with all of the people that are doing this collaboration, I believe she's even got a 40% off coupon on it. There's over 50 pages in the bundle, and I think it's only like $6 normal price. So you can pick this up for a steal during this this collaboration. I believe after the collaboration is over, which is the end of the month of July 2021, then I think the coupon goes away. So you may want to get over there, because $6 is not bad for 50 sheets that you can print over and over and over again and have for the rest of your life. Oh my God. You know, what can I say? So we are doing the back part of this. And although I hate working on this uneven surface because I've got all these pearls and my little flower bits and stuff, I pretty much have to work on this for what I'm going to be doing. So you are going to need a piece of cardstock cut to the size of the flap that is here, which is the whole size of the page. I am using this page here. I fussy cut out to save some time. I fussy cut out what I'm going to use. I took a Zig Clean Color marker, and this is called Carmine Red. And I just touched up the berries just to bring them out a little bit more so they are very bright and vibrant. And I cut out one of the lined pages that she has for all of you journal makers. She put lined pages in there as well. This kit has the same picture in a horizontal or landscape print, but it also has it in the vertical or portrait print. Now, mind you, they're a little different composites because you have to fit everything into different shapes. But for us mini album makers, where we want to have the option of going taller, it's wonderful. But she still thought of the journal makers. This is lined paper, and where I cut this out, I still have this holly here cut out if I want to. For those of you who are in my Facebook group, you saw my little announcement. I lucked into a gentleman had a bunch of, oh my gosh, out of this world, beautiful French lace. This gentleman was a designer in New York City with wedding gowns, and he has gorgeous lace, but I'm talking over $30 a yard. And, you know, for us, that's just wow. You know, for what we do, we love it. It's beautiful, but we don't want to spend money on it. So this was a sleeve, and it was a part of a sleeve to a dress that I guess this didn't make it, but it's gorgeous. And this netting is so much softer than like the stuff you get at Joann's and stuff. It is just scrumptious, and it's already an ivory color. Some of them are white and some of them are ivory. But I took this apart and I cut out one of these, and I'm going to use it as an applique. This, to me, just screams, I want some lace on it. You know, I think everything screams that to me, though. But, yes, it could use a little ironing, but I think I'm just going to work it with some glue, but it's going to go down right about there. Just lovely, just lovely. But anyway, so, and I've gotten the green. You can use any one of them that you want, any of the striped papers, but I've got the green on green for this one. And I think we're ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move this. Woo! I'm going to move this for a second. And we are going to score on one end with the long side across, and the short side we're scoring. So a 1/2 inch to get myself a flap. We want a little flap to glue it on. We want to glue it on. Glue it on. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is burnish this. There we go. And this paper, when I cut the white edges off, fits on this perfectly. Okay, so I don't have to trim this down any. So the next thing I'm going to do is I cut myself a piece that was wide enough to stick onto the main paper, you know, like a 1/2 inch or so, and still be able to be seen up above the edge of the tallest piece. Excuse me. All of a sudden, oh, and then I'm yawning. Oh my gosh, guys. Last night, I could not turn my brain off. I could not get any sleep, and then the dog was, I guess he was feeling it, because he wouldn't go to sleep, and I think I finally fell asleep about 7 o'clock this morning, and then my son comes over at about 11:15, and so, yeah, I didn't get much sleep. So I'm going to make this the same size, just, you know, real fancy measuring here. Just cut right along there. Save that. You never know what we're going to need. Okay, so that is the same size. And I am going to place it in the spot where I'm going to have enough to fussy cut around and have enough to go around the tip of my tallest or longest piece. And that seems to be a good spot right there. I'm going to lay it over and get my glue. Good afternoon, glue. And I am going to glue down this half. Come on, glue, wake up. You've had all morning to lounge around. Yeah, so I did get a little nap today, so I said I've got to work on my videos here. And then I'm just going to run a bit of glue right along the edge of the bottom of this and just lay it back over. Just like that. Oh. So, and then if you get any glue coming out, there we go. And then let's just do the other side the same way. Whoa, my glue tootled. Okay, you guys know I am really, really sleepy, so everything's going to be funny to me. And it wasn't easy doing all this fussy cutting either. It was like, oh my gosh, what a day to pick to do this. But I created this in my mind last night while I was not sleeping. You know, I figured, hey, let's do something constructive since I have to live through this. Oh, for heaven's sakes, would you look at that? I didn't finish fussy cutting this little piece right here. I just noticed that. I'm like, what is all that white stuff right there? Sorry, guys. I don't know how I missed that. Well, I do know how I missed that. It's called lack of sleep. But this won't take but a sec. Maybe even before the glue dries out. Maybe. Maybe. It's a little hard to get around that corner. Let's see if I can come at it this direction. Wouldn't recommend it doing this way. And then a little bit right here. Alright, let's see. Will my glue still take hold? Look at that, look at that. Woo! Alrighty then. Okay. So there is that. And so now I'm going to fussy cut around here and leaving myself just a tiny little border of, you know, another thing that I didn't do was ink. Oh well. We will ink, because I'm using the old paper, we will ink after I cut this down and at least get my white edges. So I shall return momentarily. Now I know, guys, you're all going, fussy cutting, are you kidding me? I do not want to do that much fussy cutting, but I promise you, it is so worth it. I mean, it is just so worth it. The look that you get is just, you know, it's just worth it. It is. I don't know how else to explain it. Get a little bit better down in here. I want a little bit more space showing there. Although I don't think this isn't gonna be shown. You're not gonna be able to see that because I also put the striped paper down across this, and I've got it as a, let's see if you can see it on the black. I've got it, you see there's just a little bit of a stripe there. Just a teeny bit. Now here you can really see it. It's just going to make that, I can't see it in my camera, but it might just be my camera. But I don't know, it just makes it really, really pop to me. So anyway, really, fussy cutting, you do get better with it with time. You do. And so the more you do, the quicker it becomes, because you just know how to hold your scissor to get that certain little thing or whatever. I just recently got those, so I'm still kind of learning with those scissors. But yeah, it's it just kind of takes your paper over the top. You know what I'm saying? It just really, and this part's not going to show, but this part will. So it is totally worth doing. Totally worth doing. Just do it in front of the TV at night or something, you know? Just get in there and fussy cut. Fussy cut. It's really not hard. It's just time consuming. And get a little bit of a nice little antiquing edge on there. Okay. So now we have our flap here on our paper. And I am going to leave a little bit of a black edge on the top and bottom and on this side. And we're going to go ahead and glue this down. Let me make sure that I'm about, yeah, so we're good. Come on, glue. I've just about used this Barely Art glue all up. So we, I know I had started using that other Dreams Etc. glue. And I will continue to use that one, but I would like to kind of use this up. I do like the applicator and all on this one, but I do not believe I'm going to buy this type of glue again. I mean, if it's all I could get, I would buy it. It is good glue. Not saying that it's not good glue, but it just seems to act different with different surfaces more than some of the other ones. It does acetate, so that's nice, but I don't really think I like it much on, you know, putting metal down and things like that. So the Art Glitter Glue does the metal as well, but this other one is good for so many things. This one that I'm using now from the Dreams Etc. She's a multimedia. That's too high. She's into multimedia stuff mainly, and so it is very good glue for all the different surfaces. Okay, I really want this to stick down. And now we're going to play with our lace. And I want it to come up here by her. And this part right here I think is going to get covered up, so I may cut that off. I don't want to waste any of this. This is precious commodity here. And I think I'm going to make little kind of grab bags, and that way, you know, everybody can get a little bit of it. They'll be good size grab bags, but, you know, I mean, once this is gone, you know, versus going and buying $30 a yard, wow. But it is gorgeous stuff. It is. I cannot tell a lie on that one. Okay, let's see. Let's work with our Dreams Etc. What does she call it? Professional Designer Glue. So let's see how it works on textiles. I'm going to wrap this little thing around like I've been doing because it drives me nuts. Gets in my way. So not crazy about that applicator thingy. I think she actually ripped it off on hers or something like that. Okay, so I do want it to be all on the page, so I'm going to start. I'm going to kind of get it where I want it and flip it over. And get it started here. Just putting little drops of glue down to get it started. Let that grab. See, it grabs so quickly, but yet I will be able to move this if I want to. And that is another thing that I really am liking about this glue. Yeah. And I'm just putting the glue in the flower areas. I'm not putting it in the netting areas because, you know, then you'll see it all. I mean, even though it dries clear. There we go. And down with this. There we go. Get this little bugger. Little tip here. Yeah, so we're just going to glue this all down. Now I do have little pieces that are going to hang out, but when you bring the page back that we're going to be putting this flap on, I have this little border here. So I can bring that off the page a little bit and it can be on that border. So it's fine. You know, so however you want to get that done. All right. I want to make sure I'm gluing down the center too before I get too far over and I can't do the center. Just putting it in the thickest parts of the lace, and that should be enough to hold it in place. Oh, that's so pretty. Girls, please. It don't get no better than that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Glue I'll leave those little petals to glue down. These little pieces I will glue down later. And now here, I'm just going to kind of lay this out where it's going to go, where it's naturally wanting to fall. And I'm going to see, come here now, you've got like a permanent wrinkle right there. I can bring it down this way just a little bit. Okay, so this is going to go from there to there. So I'm really not going to lose too much. I think I'm going to clip this little bit off. And I think I'm going to add it right here so that I've got it coming around the sides. You get a little bit more of that glued down. So let's get that added so that it's sticking out. It looks like this, the lace still comes around, so I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side now and glue the rest of this down. Just kind of gluing the whole one flower down at a time thing. And I just want to make sure that I did pull it far enough over. Whoops. Let's see. Yeah, this way. Goes from here to here. Oh, I want that further. See, it comes right off. I want that up here. Let me double check again so I don't have to do this for a third time. I want this, okay, right up here against this. So right along there. Make sure I get the correct side facing out. And I'm just going to there we go. Okay, yeah, and see, that's going to bring that out a little bit more, and then we'll glue that down as we get there. Okay, so I think my husband and I are going just regular old shopping tomorrow. I told him I wanted to go into the big city of Ashland. I'm about out of Fabri-Tac, and my Walmart just has not been carrying it, because I know you can get it at Walmart, but I just haven't seen it. And yeah, so I gotta go in and get it somewhere. And I hate to order that and pay shipping on it when I can just get it at a store. So yeah. Oh, I've been getting so much stuff in, and I am beside myself. I think that was probably another reason I couldn't sleep last night. I've just got so many wonderful things in the fire, so many irons in the fire. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue all of this down. I had to think for a minute what I was going to do here. And I'm not going to glue the lace part down until I'm going to have some more better control. More better. My youngest son used to say that all the time. No, my oldest son, actually. More better. Mama, it's more better. More better. And I said, well, honey, that's really not what you say, but you're so cute when you say it. I can't, I can't reprimand you. Okay, so I'm kind of matching up the outline with the outline. So where there's outline from the bottom page, I'm just lining it up with the outline that I put on the front of this. And you come out of there. Okay, and I'm just gluing that down. Holding it onto everything, everything. Boop-a-dee-boop-a-dee-boop-a-dee-boo. Okay, and then let's get these little buggers out here. Do I want to flip that over? No, I don't. Okay, we're just going to flip that right there, and this one, boop, 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 boop. We're booping it. I watched APG Jamie last night, and I haven't watched her in a while. Well, she had some big thing in her house, flooding, I think, and so I was checking in to see how she was doing, and she is such, if you guys are ever in a down mood or need to be uplifted for some reason, oh my goodness, just watch her. She is so funny and so full of wonderful life and everything else. And yes, we are going to fussy cut again. So I think I will bring you along with me while we chat, because this won't take very long. We just want to have a nice black edge all the way around. And it really, it gets easier as you layer your fussy cutting because you have less angles and less smaller spots to get into and things like that. So, but boy, I tell you what, the 3 layers on this black are really going to be stunning. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for stunning, because this paper, well, it's vintage, right up my alley, even though I don't work with vintage a lot. I do love when I work with vintage, because you can really put the laces on. And you know me, I love my laces and my ribbon and my trims and all of that stuff. So, but anyway, if we go shopping tomorrow, I am going to enjoy that. Just getting out of the house. I haven't been out of the house again for a couple weeks. And it's just because I have so much to do. I need to do a cleaning spree through my house again. When my daughter and grandson were here, I mean, the house was immaculate. I wanted it to be, I mean, my house is really never terribly messy. It's kind of organized chaos, just kind of like my life is. That's the way my brain works. Organized chaos. But, yeah, it's getting to be where I need to do all my scrub down. And I used to really, when I had the kids, and I mean, if my house was somewhat clean, I was a happy camper, because, you know, when you got kids, you just, and we had, we were a glutton for punishment. We had usually about 4 dogs, and they were all inside dogs. Yeah. So if you didn't sweep every single day, you were going to be taken over by, what do you call those things? Rabbit, I don't know. Those big puff balls that will float around in your house. I can't remember what they're called. I should, because I had so many of them all the time. I would have to have, if my husband was going to have somebody come over or something like that, I would have to have a good 2 hours notice, because I would have to get the vacuum cleaner out and vacuum everything. I mean, furniture, everything, and scrub the walls, where one of our dogs loved walking against the walls. And she would just scrape her body along the walls all the time. And I'm like, Tilly, stop doing that. And I would have to scrub my walls at least every week, because it would start getting this dirty look to it. Little turkey butt. Oop, sorry, there's my bad word. I called my grandson that, and he goes, Nana, I don't see any turkeys around here. And I said, oh yeah, we got lots of turkeys in the yard. And he goes, where? And I said, well, they're not here right at the moment. And I'd say about a half hour later, we had the turkeys running through our yard. They have all their babies right now, so it's so cute. And he was like, oh, there's the turkeys. So you're calling me one of their butts? I was like, yep, that's what I'm doing, baby. I'm calling you one of their butts. So there it is. It's so worth it, guys. It's so worth it. I know it's time consuming, but look, we chatted. It's done. All right, get the page. Get the page. Get the page. Get the page. Okay, so this is going to be a flap on our flap. And you say, yes, but this is much bigger than this one. It won't be. I am going to magically make it bigger. Lots bigger. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just snip a little bit off. You don't have to do much, but don't take any of the fold, because that will come and that will build, you know, the whole page, make it top to bottom. If you cut some of that off, then your page is going to look like it's a little short on one side. So you don't want to cut into your score line, just up to the score line. And make sure you don't do your lace at this point if you have any laying around like I do off of the page. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way so I can really see what I'm doing, and I'm going to put it right up against, because I already have the black edge, I'm putting it right up against my, oops, yeah, that bias tape there. And then top to bottom, it should be exactly the same size. So make sure that you're laying nicely. And put it down. My lace stuck in there. There we go. Put it down. Now I think we can open it up and burnish. All right. So there we go. Now, the other thing that we could have done was take our other paper, which I didn't think about. When we did the first layer back, the green, we could have gone ahead and put our paper on the back of this and cut them out both at the same time. And then, but we couldn't have, because we didn't have the black. And well, Yes, we could have if you just kind of did repositional tape and put it there, then we could have done it. And you would have wanted to make sure that it was facing outward and not faced, you know, not good side to the, yeah. You would have wanted to make sure that the outside of it, the pattern side of it was facing out this way. Put it together like that and cut it. Okay, and then I'm just going to tack these two little precious little fellas down. And there we go. Ah! It does kind of stick through there a little bit. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I guess I didn't get enough glue on there. I might have to put, since I have to open it up, yeah, it's going to definitely need a little extra drying time. Okay, so now on this one, let's get the other piece of paper that we have, and we're going to figure out how far up we want this to come. I am butting this piece with the flap, butting it right up against each other. Then I'm going to close this. Oh good, that stayed right where it was. And I'm going to look at where I want it to come out to. And get my pencil. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's where it belongs. That's why I didn't look there first. Okay, now remember, you do not want it on past your 1/2 inch score line here. So don't get it past that. I'm going to put it right about here. And I'm going to cut. So I left it like 2 3/4 of an inch past our flap. So that's where it is. I am a good 1/4 of an inch away from the first, from this score line piece. And we will be covering that up with paper as well. Okay, so now we can put our page away for a moment. Let me make sure that's still sticking where I want it. Yes, it is. Okay. So now we're going to do about the same thing with this piece because it's the same page. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut the white off. I'm going to lay this down. Let's see. Is this, let me look here. Is this going to be long enough to cover this whole thing? Yeah, I think we'll be all right. I might have to add a little something. See if we have it down like this. What is it going to look like? Yeah. Or I'm going to put it here. See, the nice thing about it is I can print it out as many times as I want to. Okay, but I definitely need a piece that is going to, so I can cut it out just like I did. So we're going to go to the highest part and just make a little mark up beyond that and give that a cut. Okay, put that in my little scrap pile. Since I'm still working on my Sir Vagabond, I've got Sir Vagabond stuff and this. So, but I'm so close to finishing the Sir Vagabond. I'm just going to work on the cover now. So, yeah, I'm switching out days. One day I work on this, the next day I work on this Sir Vagabond. So that's why this is like every other day posting. Wow! I also have these little poinsettias. I don't know if I'm going to use them or not. This is from Hobby Lobby. I got them last year after Christmas, so I got them for very inexpensive. Some of you have been getting them in your little thank you gifts too. Because I picked up quite a few. It's like they must have found a box of them or something in the back room after everything had gone on 60 or 70% off or whatever it was. And they put them out, and I didn't buy all of them, but I bought 5, I think. Okay, so took that white strip off. And I am going to glue this down onto this, but first I'm going to cut this the size I'm going to need. And we are going to leave a little black edge all the way around. So I'm going to cut right in between those two lines. Bam! Bam! Whammo! Bammo! Mammo. Let me just make sure that I cut it at a nice spot. Yes. Okay. So, I'm going to lay this now, though, end to end, because I don't want any of it showing on the sides. I'm just going to have it showing on the front. And so then I'll just cut off where I need it to be there. So, let's go ahead, and I'll just start gluing right about here. Yellow, come on, little glue. And let's get all our little nooks and crannies in there. Just like your English muffins. Get the butter and all the nooks and crannies. Or the jelly, or however you eat them. I used to love eating those, but I can't eat bread anymore, so... yeah. Yeah, what do you call it? The good things about getting old. I don't know. Yeah, but that's okay. I got to eat everything I wanted the first 50 years of my life, and now I don't. So that's okay. I enjoyed myself, and I'm still enjoying myself. It's all about adapting, guys. Getting older, you just got to learn how to do the same things you always did. You just have to adapt to doing them a little differently. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But I learned that from my folks. I mean, they were in their 90s, and they were still getting up and going shopping and getting dressed and doing stuff and moving as much as they could. And that's what my father told me. It's all about adapting. Just have to keep moving. And that was from a 97-year-old when he passed away. So I think that's pretty good advice. Pretty darn good advice. Alright, line it right up on the edge. Make sure you're still going to have room to get that lovely flower tip with an edge. And there we go. Down everything. Down, 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 down. Do some burnishing, but just be careful that you don't snag something and tear it. Because some of this stuff is just little teeny bits and corners and pieces and such. Okay. Alright, and then we're just going to cut this end off. So now I'm not going to make you watch me fussy cut. I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut, and then I'm going to ink everything. And then I will come back and show you how we're going to put this second one together. And we'll finish up this page. Back in a moment. Okay, so this is what is going to be my background paper, and this is going to be on there like that. So I am very happy with that, especially that I'm getting, you know, this Merry Christmas in here, and this is going to be about like this, okay? But I need to extend this out. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a piece of score tape, and I'm going to flip this, and I'm going to put half of the score tape on this piece. Try and keep your fingers off of the score tape. Try and try. Okay. And I'll be able to cut that a little better in a minute. And then I'm just going to burnish down. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to line it up and attach it. Just get it butt up against. And there you go. Now we have attached the 2 sheets of paper and extended our flap. See, you don't have to just have it that size. You can make it any size you want. You can even build off of it, which is one thing we're going to do on our next page. But okay, so now I want to figure out exactly where this is going to have to go, because I am going to fussy cut this, but I am going to do it in a different way this time than I did last time, and I will bring you along for the ride. So this, I'm going to cut a little bit of this off because I want to get this Merry Christmas in, because this is going to be right about here, which doesn't leave me much room. So I'm basically going to cut off about a 1/2 inch maybe. Yeah, about a 1/2 inch. I want a little bit of that yumminess on there before the Merry Christmas gets there, but in order to get that Merry Christmas on my plate, and I'll just redo. Okay, so now you don't want to get it in the fold line, and you want to have black edge all the way around. And I'm going to move it up this way so I can see the edge of my paper, but I can still have enough to know where this needs to line up to. And then I'm going to put this where I'm going to need it to do my fussy cutting. And I'm just going to draw myself a little line and cut that out. All right. So, just like that, then butt this up right against it. Just like that. And yes, that's going to work perfectly for me. So now, we're going to get our Merry Christmas inked up here. Now, if you don't want to use this old paper like I'm using, antique linen would work. It all depends on what the look it is. Vintage photo would work. I know like Terry is using fire brick and sage. What is that? Tumbled sage, or what is the name of that one? Yeah, I can't see it right now, but Tim Holtz's Sage one and Vintage Photo is what she's using with the fired brick. So, you know, it's all in your preference. And I think somebody else was using the bundled sage. That's it. I think somebody else was using that one as well. So it's all in what look you want. Okay, and then I'm going to also do this one. And I do want to get the white off of the other little sheet, the first sheet that we did. So I am kind of getting it on the tops. But this is all green, so it just blends it together a little bit. It's not... And with the poinsettia, it just antiques the edging of the flower a little bit. So, it all works for me. It works for me! Yes, it does. Alright. And then get this back part here. Get a little nice little corner on there. It's kind of cutting down that white part a little bit so that it's not quite so showy. I probably could have fussy cut this out a little better, but it's fine. I didn't want to make it so tiny right there, so I left that little bit, but the old paper just, it kind of cuts it down a little bit. And I'm just going to get in that area a little bit too. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this piece down first. I've been getting wonderful comments from everybody, and I've been trying to watch everybody's videos. I know everybody's busy. Everybody's busy. That's kind of why we do Christmas in July, because when you really start thinking about Christmas, you are already into the holidays, probably, and then you don't get anything done. And I tell you, if you make your Christmas cards... like last year, I used a digital kit from Dreams, etc. And I got so many comments. Everybody just loved it. I didn't really do I kind of did a little process video on the stages, but I didn't make the cards on video. But, oh my goodness, that was so much fun and so easy because all the papers matched, all the papers went together. You didn't have to, you know, and you had so much ephemera to work with. Well, you do with this one too. So if you're going to make Christmas cards, there are a lot of ladies that are, I don't know if anybody's posting in my Facebook group from the, from this, but I know they're posting in Terry's Facebook group. They can post in mine. So anybody watching, you can post in mine. Lisa's Paper Lace and Bling. You just, everybody that that wants to, it says it's a private group, but you know, I haven't denied. Well, I did deny one person because I do go and look on your page, whatever you offer before you make friends. And as long as it's crafty stuff, I don't know about any of you guys, but I get a lot of men, and I'm married, people. I'm married 38 years. I get a lot of men want to friend me. And it's like, nah, not interested. There's nothing crafty about their page. There's nothing, you know, I mean, it's usually just pictures of them, like I'm supposed to be impressed. I'm sorry, but yeah, if you're that hard up, I don't know. And I'm not selling myself short. I mean, I ain't the girl I used to be, but, yeah. It really, I don't know. I mean, I say everywhere that I'm married in all of my little, things. I don't even remember what, in my profiles and things like that, but it's like, I get these men that just want to be my friend. Sorry. I'm not into that. If you're into crafting, you can come on. But if you're not into crafting, you got some shenanigans. You got some shenanigans, and I don't do... I like getting into some shenanigans, but not that kind of shenanigans. No. Oh my goodness, I digress. Okay. So now what we're going to do is fussy cut, and Fiskars puts out, and I know you that watch me have seen me use it before, this finger, I'm going to put my lid on here, my finger, I think they just call it a finger, craft knife. And basically, you just run it along with your finger. Now, you don't want to push hard, because the harder you push, the more you're actually fighting against, because you're pushing it down into the rubber mat more. And so it just makes it harder to make your turns and all that good stuff. Hi, honey. My husband just got in. He's been out in his shop doing his thing. So, I'm not going to keep you for all of this, guys. I just wanted to show you. I didn't get that closed up quite well right there. There we go. Sometimes you have to work it just a little bit. Take your time. It is definitely worth it. Now you could do it with your scissors, but it's a lot of work when you're holding a whole page. There we go. So, see, it works. You just have to take a little bit of time. You can even, if you wanted, do like this and get rid of some excess, and then you can go in and do a little bit on this side, and then go in and do a little bit on this side, that kind of thing. So I will be back when I'm done with this, guys, and show you the results, and we'll move on. Hey guys, okay, well, be honest with you, it's been a couple hours since I got back in here, but I am here. Oh, and let me show you. I finished that. So there we go. So I have chosen to go ahead, and I've got this paper here. I'm going to use this on the back. And first, I use this paper, and I cut out my little almost 3/8 of an inch to fit inside the score lines so that can be decorated. It's easier to cut it off of a bigger piece of paper than to cut it off a smaller piece of paper. So just always try and remember that. And I'm definitely going to use this side because I want the Merry Christmas again. And if I use the other side, it will cut the Merry Christmas off partially. If it would have cut it all the way off, I might have, not repeated the Merry Christmas. But since it repeated, now I have to cut this down. Since it was either all or partial, I went with, let's get it all. Let's get every one of them Merry Christmases on there. Okay, so I'm going to move this up so that I can see my edge. Get this lined up and keep it evenly away from your score line. Always, always. And of course, away from this score line as well. Make my cut. And then I'm going to show you guys how we're going to back these. And I know that I've done it before. This looks like it still needs some ink right there. I don't like these rounded ones. I like the rounded ones doing everything, but they don't stand up. They don't stand up. Okay. I only have a few of them though, so I don't really have to worry too much about that. I think I got that in a freebie thing that I got or something. I don't remember. What is that? Scrapbook.com. I probably got that when I went to the last I always go to the trade shows, not the trade shows, those things. Oh, for heaven's sakes. The conventions that, the art crafty conventions. I love going to those. Who doesn't, right? Okay, now let's get this one. I love this old paper on here because it does come out a little green. And so when it dries a little more browner green. So it's a good antiquing, but yet you still are keeping some, green quality too. So I like that. Let me just double check now that this is going to be a good fit. And we're just going to leave this one alone and let it do its thing. Isn't that beautiful? And just a nice big picture in here. You'd be able to put a 5x7. Here's our 4x6. So you would definitely be able to get a 5x7 in there. And what a beautiful page to have for that. So I think I will leave that one alone. Plenty of decoration on top of it. And you will be able to get some smaller pictures on the flaps. But I think I'm going to do little tuck spots with some of the ephemera and such when we get to that point. Not really a whole pocket because I didn't leave room for pockets yet. I haven't done any where I've left room for pockets. I don't know why, but I tend to do my very first page pretty simply. And then as I get going, I start adding. But that doesn't really bother me that much. I kind of, let the paper speak for itself right at the beginning, I guess. So there's our 2 pages. Now, compared to this one with all of the bling on it, this one looks pretty quiet, which, is okay. I see there's a few spots. I'll probably take my scissors and work this back piece around the poinsettia a little bit better. But, yeah, we'll do something. There'll be probably another little something over here. I do have these little poinsettias from Hobby Lobby. Those would add a little bit of bling. And I do have room in between the pages. I don't know. We will just have to play. Yeah, we'll just have to play. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Not a problem. I usually, if something catches my eye, I will decorate it as I go along. But I usually do all of that later. So All right, now how to do these easy peasy. I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that one just yet. I could do this one. Yeah, I think that one would look nice. I don't know if I can do both with one sheet. Do I have a second sheet printed of this? I do not believe so. I believe I just got one printed of this one. So I'll have to go back and print one. Yeah, I'll have to go back. Now I do have this. Since it's all about... I think we'll go with this one. Okay. So, what we're going to do first, I'm going to cut the edges off. And I'll be right back. Okay, so first thing I did was cut it so it was long ways good to go. And then I'm going to, this is the tallest part here, so I'm going to line it up where we would have it away from the score line. And I'm going to make this, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to make this just as high as the tallest piece. Okay. And now I am going to get somewhere in here. Oh, come on now. Well, looks like maybe I took it out and didn't put it back. Wow. All right. Okay. Be that way. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dot and a dot. Not much. I'm going to put this where it belongs. Too low. Okay. And I'm going to let those two dots catch. Okay, now we're going to flip the page over. We're going to take our pencil and we are going to trace around. And I know those of you have watched me, that watch me pretty regularly, you have seen me do this. Trace around. I've got a part of the pencil that, because it's not sharp, that doesn't want to write. And you think, I have a pencil sharpener, electronic pencil sharpener, and you would think that I would sharpen my pencils. No. So you just do this, pull those two little dots loose. See, who needs to buy repositional tape? And then all you're going to do is cut it back from the line. And keep it as thick as you start. Try and keep that all the way through the cut. Not easy, but fussy cutting can be very relaxing. Once you get the hang of it, and you just don't get yourself in a hurry, just like, I don't know, just like coloring or anything else. As kids, we used to just love having scissors and crayons and a coloring book, and we would just go to town. Just go to town. I went just a little too deep on that one, but that's okay. Once you glue it down, it will not show. I got some on my non-stick scissors. Oh no, it's on the paper. Okay. Had something sticky. Just take your time, and I'm going to finish this up and be right back. Okay, so I did it, and I glued it down, and so that looks pretty good. And so we have our second page pretty much done, guys, other than, you know, some decoration later on. So we've got this page and this page. I am probably going to do collaging on this one, so I'm going to leave it for right now. But you see some of the cut apart, we actually cut into the score tape, so those little areas got a little more difficult to cut with that finger cutter, but it worked out. So there you go, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I love you all so much. Please check out everybody's hashtag. It's hashtag Vintage Christmas Day in July 2021. And there's all kinds of projects going on that should jumpstart you into Christmas season early, so that you can get some nice projects done. Give us gifts. There's some gals doing, you know, just little quick things. There's journals, there's cards, there's and if you go over Sweet Pea Papers with Terry Lee, she has got people posting in her Facebook group other things. Maybe they don't have a YouTube channel, so they wanted to participate. So they're doing cards, and I saw a beautiful journal the other day, and just lots of good stuff. Should get you into the jingle bells, jingle all the way. Okay? Yeah. Now that's going to be in your head for a while. Sorry. Okay, loves. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.